All right, let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing so far?
Good morning.
Excited. Thumbs up,
Excited?
yes.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yes.
So we have about 20 people in here so far, and we're also streaming on Facebook Live. So we want to try to get as much participation. We want to get as much participation in this training class as much as possible. All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in at any time, and we're going to do the best to answer the questions as they come up. All right. So I see a bunch of faces and everything like that, but by show of hands, who's been through Ignite already? Who's been through the original Ignite so far? I got a couple. All right, great. So Ignite has been around since 2011, and Ignite's always been one of our signature training to get our new agents into production right away. And like I said, that's been for about 9-10 years now. And as the technology within the company started to change, they started putting in a little bit of the technology into the current Ignite as we know it. Then after a while, they started realizing last year, or actually about 2 years ago, KWU started realizing, rather than starting to keep augmenting the existing Ignite, let's go ahead and completely rewrite Ignite. All right, so the scripts are completely different. It's not focused as heavily on expireds and for sale by owners as it was in the past. Now it's really focusing on our database, focusing on our sphere of influence, people that already know us, like us, and trust us. Okay. One of the great things about this new Ignite, one of the things I really like about it as well, is not only does it get into the teaching of the teaching of the business basics, but it also focuses on getting you into action right away. Okay, so we're going to be doing some learning, and then we're also going to be doing some activities that's going to support everything that we're learning in the classroom. Okay, so now this course, remember, it's designed for to get people into production within the first 14 days. It's typically a classroom. Obviously, it's set up in a classroom setting. And we kind of modified it to be in a digital format as of right now. Okay, so the way this class is going to work is going to be 1 hour of the lesson plan of the class itself, and then after the class, it's up to you to do the activities. That's going to be doing the lead generating. That's going to be putting people into your database. That's going to be writing personal notes and so forth. All right, but we're going to spend about an hour in here going over some of the training. Now, this particular class, Ignite 1, or actually Spark 1, is all about fueling your career. So this is the orientation, which is going to let you know what you can expect over the next couple of weeks while we're doing Spark. Okay. So I want to just briefly introduce myself for those that don't know me. I know I see a couple new faces on here. My name is B Martino. I'm the assistant team leader and productivity coach at the office. I've been with the Market Center for about 5 years now. Actually, I think I just celebrated my 5-year license anniversary, I think like 2 weeks ago. So I've been with Keller Williams the entire time. Absolutely love this company. I enjoy doing a lot of the training. I enjoy doing a lot of the coaching. I've been on the ALC for the last 4 years. Trying to think what else. I'm the regional ALC representative, and that's pretty much a little bit about me. I know most of the faces that I see on here, but I want to hear from some of the newer agents, people that don't always make it into the office or that I haven't actually interacted with yet. Just want to get just introduce yourself and just tell me a little bit about yourself. Just unmute yourself and just introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Virginia Duncan, and I am a new agent. I actually got my license in 2002, and I practiced for, I would say, a couple of years. Then the market crashed, and I was inactive for almost 13 years.
Oh.
So I'm back, and I'm back in a very tough time. But that's okay.
Okay, it's opportunity.
The good thing about Keller Williams, I see there's a lot of training and there's a lot of support, which is really good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, welcome back. And I know you also just signed up for the productivity coaching as well. So we're glad to have you.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Welcome. Who else is new to our group?
Hi, I'm Robin Shaw.
Hey, Robin.
I am a new agent, just got my license like a month ago.
Congratulations.
I'm also an attorney. I represent homeowner and condo associations. And instead of foreclosing, I want to put people in houses. So I need a little balance in my life.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Briselda, and I'm also a new agent. I got my license sometime last month, and I've been told to join Keller Williams because of the support and the great training that they have. And so far, I'm not disappointed. I'm loving this, even via the Zoom platform. Virtual. So I feel the support. I feel like, okay, I did the right thing, because right before this whole COVID-19 happened, I put in my 2 weeks notice at work. I was like, okay. But overall, I have faith that this is going, sometimes I believe that God does things in a certain way, but it's because he is going to make sure that we blow up in a great way, so it may seem scary, but no, I feel like something good is going to come out of this.
Absolutely. And Briselda, I just want to say thank you, because I know you joined very recently, and from day one you have been playing at a high level. You've been all in. You've been in all the coaching calls and everything. You've been very productive. So thank you very much for jumping in like that. All right. Excellent. Anyone else like to introduce themselves? Nope. Okay. Awesome. Well, we got pretty much everybody. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen over here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share my screen, and we will go ahead and get started with everything. Can everyone see this presentation here?
Yes, I see it.
Awesome. Okay, so with the new Ignite, it's referred to as Spark and Elementals. It's broken down into 2 sections. Now, the first 2 weeks of Ignite is called Spark. And the overarching goal of Spark is to get you an appointment with a buyer or seller within the next 2 weeks. Okay. This might be, well, obviously we're not doing face-to-face appointments right now, but this is to get us a chance for us to sit down, whether it's virtually or on the telephone, with a particular buyer or a seller right away. Okay. This is going to be 2 weeks of Spark. This is going to be basically establishing the activities and habits that you're going to use your entire real estate career. The next 2 weeks is what we refer to as Elementals. Elementals is going to be the buyer's consultation, your listing presentation, and so forth. Now, this is going to be once you have that appointment, Elementals is going to be the teach you how to actually do a lot of things that's in the business. Okay. Like I said, it's 2 weeks of Spark, 2 weeks of Ignite. And in the classroom setting, it's going to be a 4-hour session each day. We're going to start out with the learning activities, and then we're going to go into what we call our success habits, which is our lead generation, entering contacts into our database, learning about the contracts, learning about command, and so forth. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to hear from a couple of agents here, whether it's the newer agents or the people that have been doing this for a little while. Why did you get into real estate? What were your hopes and your dreams? What's your big why? Why do you want to be successful in this business?
I love to chime in on this one.
Okay.
All right. So I've been a chef for 10 years, and I love cooking. I love food. But the restaurant industry is it's a tough industry. So I really jumped into real estate to get more of a stable lifestyle, family time, peace of mind. And honestly, I want to own my own restaurant one day, and working in real estate is going to be able to get me the capital that I need to get there faster. So, and I love meeting people and introducing myself to new people every day. So it's just a perfect fit.
Okay, excellent. So you want to open up your restaurant. Do you have a timeline of when you would want to do that?
So the restaurant is about 10 to 15 years out.
Okay, perfect. And so your real estate is going to be the catalyst to fund that next step for you, correct?
Exactly. I feel if I can build a successful real estate team, that can pretty much fund my restaurant.
Perfect. Excellent. There's a bold law that says the purpose of business is to fund the purpose life. To fund the perfect life. So I love that. I absolutely love that. And we'll go ahead and make that a reality for you. All right. So who else? Why else is some other people, others of us get into real estate?
Alan is a copycat because that's the reason why I wanted to do real estate. Okay.
Hey, we can do it together.
Because I would love to open up my own restaurant one day, and I was feeling that for one thing, real estate gives you a little freedom because working 9 to 5, you're stuck on the 9 to 5 wall. But here you are your own boss. You make your own time, and then while you're working and building your capital for the restaurant, I'm like, I was like, is he talking for me? So
you guys should talk and just figure out how you guys can.
So and the purpose why I want to be able to do a restaurant is because I want to give back to the community. So that's my big why, to have that freedom to be able to learn how to start that business as well. So that's my big why, and of course to make that good money, to buy your own property, and learning this whole process too, and to see and to enjoy that ride with the people. I want to be there when they're buying their first home, whenever we could do it face to face, if not virtual, or whatever have you, just to be there for them. So that's my big why.
Excellent. So a lot of people get into real estate for one of three reasons. It's or sometimes a combination of both. One is the freedom to pretty much do what you want, to be your own boss, right? You want to work the way you want to work. So, we get into this business for freedom. The other thing is flexibility. I want to be able to take time off when I want to take time off. I want to be able to work the hours I want to work. I don't want to be under the restrictions of that, like you said, Griselda, the 9 to 5, where your boss is, right on you saying, have to be didn't clock in yet. Right. And then the other reason people get in is for the money. So freedom, finances, and money. Freedom, flexibility, and money. Now, but unfortunately, what ends up happening, and this is the sad reality, a lot of agents, they choose the freedom and the flexibility over what needs to get done in order to make money. Right. So they say, I could sleep in today if I want. Right. I don't have a boss. And next thing they know, you have been sleeping in for a couple of weeks. Right? You've been taking as much time as you want. You've been hanging out by the pool all day instead of actually doing what you want to do. Next thing you know, you went 3 months without a paycheck or a closing. And then you say, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. I got to get a real job. All right. And then and you see a lot of newer agents get out of the business because they're choosing that freedom and the flexibility over the money. Then they don't realize it until it's too late. So that's what we're going to be doing in here, is really focusing on the activities that's going to get you the finances that you want, to get you out of that financial situation that you're in, and to fund that perfect life, to help you guys to open up that restaurant and do everything that you guys want to do. All right. So we're in a little bit of a crazy time right now. Right. Things are, everyone's been a little bit on edge. Everyone's been a little bit stressed out and so forth. And it's been really taxing on our mindset, on a lot of us, myself included. It's been really taxing on our mindset. And we know that 90% of success is from our mindset. All right. And there's gonna be times where you're gonna struggle to find that motivation in order to keep doing the work, keep waking, getting out of bed and jumping on the telephone and doing whatever you have to do. Okay. The more connected you are with what you want to do for your business, the more you'll find the success. Right. So it's a matter of keeping the right mindset, thinking about our big why, thinking about that restaurant, thinking about never going back to that 9 to 5 that you had before, staying positive, knowing that we're in a situation right now where we can not only survive, but we can thrive in a shifting market. All right. There's a saying that you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around with most. All right. Turn off the television. Don't watch the news. Turn off those people that all they do is just bring you down. They're very negative and so forth. Tune into people like John Dietz. Tune into Gary Keller and a lot of the classes that we're hearing online, because we're filling our mind with positive thoughts. We're filling our mind with energy, and those positive thoughts is what's going to help remove a lot of those limiting beliefs that we all have in our head right now. All right. Henry Ford has a quote. He said that if you believe that you can do a thing or think that you can't do a thing, you're absolutely right. So Henry Ford realized that mindset's one of those factors that determines your success. All right. And now as we go through Spark and we go through elementals, look for ways that you're limiting your own success and remove those barriers that you're putting in your own way. All right. Always focus on your big why. All right. Your goals. All right. So that you can push through and achieve every one of those goals. Does that make sense? So excellent. So here's a secret to being a successful real estate agent. There really is no secret. That's the biggest secret. Success leaves clues, and what you're seeing on the screen right here is what successful agents do every day. So we're lead generating. It's funny that lead generating is the very first thing that's on here. We're lead generating for buyers and sellers. We're making our listing presentations and our buyers consultations. We are previewing real estate. We're going to see homes. Maybe not right now. We're virtually previewing homes. Okay. But that's things that we're going to do to constantly grow our business. Additionally, we want to make sure, obviously, we're running our business. So that's marketing our listings and showing buyers homes, negotiating contracts, doing the transaction management from contract to closing, vendor management, setting goals, compliance, attending training, getting coaching, and managing the money. So these are all the tasks and activities that we're going to do on the regular in order to be successful agents. This is what agents do. Now, in one of our other courses, sessions that we're going to come up with in a couple of days, we're going to talk about the 80-20 rule. Okay, and we know that 20% of our activities brings us 80% of our success. Of our results. So we're going to, of all these tasks that we have right here, we're going to decide and determine what is our 20% that's going to bring us the most amount of results of the activities. Okay. The goal of our time here in Ignite is to model what successful agents do every day, and we're going to show you how to do that. All right, so here's just an overview of Spark number 1 and exactly what we're going to be talking about today. All right, we're going to explain Spark. We're going to explain what Ignite is. We're going to start with our sphere of influence. We're going to decide who is in our sphere and why it's important to start working with them. We're going to talk about some of the tools that's available to you so that you can systematically communicate with the people in your database. Okay, we'll talk about preparing for success, what you can do after we get out of this session. All right, we'll go over a couple ahas, and then we'll discuss the daily success habits. Okay, now those daily success habits is building your database, scripts and role play, lead generating, and then going over contracts and entering people into command. First, let's just watch a quick video. This is from we have Gary Keller joining in on our call. So let's hear what Gary has to say.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller. This course will allow you to get off to a fast start you can build on. Because if you repeated the principles every 90 days for a year, believe me, you have an awesome first year. And just as important, you would have built the foundation and momentum for your entire career. It is practical, realistic, and easy to apply. It's about the fundamentals that determine your level of success in the business of real estate. From our research with top agents, we have found that they too started their careers with these fundamentals, and they continue to do them along with their teams to this very day. And it's not hard. It just requires a little focused effort, a few hours every day. Now, there is really just one way to achieve the goal. It's lead generation. Now, other skills are important, yet without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. Dealing with business never takes precedence over what? Finding business. Never. Research shows that top producing agents make lead generation their #1 priority and the one thing they make sure they always get done. You can do this. And when you do, you will get the leads, the relationships, the experiences, the career, and the income that you want and deserve. Go get them, and good luck. Hi, I'm Gary Keller. This course will allow
John, you got to turn your mic back on. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you, John.
Oh, I should probably unmute myself, huh? Thank you. So the question was, what does Gary say should be our #1 priority? Alan.
Lead generation.
Generation.
Need to start calling, making connections and build a relationship, because without any connections, then we're not going to generate anything, and our skills doesn't mean anything if we're not. We don't.
Absolutely. We have to have. We could have the best presentation, the best listing presentation, the best buyer's consultation. We could know all the absolute best scripts, but if we don't have anyone to talk to, doesn't matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what does this video tell you about what you can expect from Spark over the next couple of weeks?
Success.
Yeah. Well, it's their activities you got to do, right? You have to do the activities.
Yes.
Right.
Knowledge is power, guys. Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
I also had to create a routine, a daily routine to achieve those goals.
Absolutely. And that's going to be one of the things we're going to talk about in another one of our classes. If we're going to talk about time blocking. If anyone doesn't have a calendar, you want to make sure you're getting a written a paper calendar where you're actually time blocking your lead generation. You're time blocking your time to enter contacts into your database. You're time blocking your learning, because if it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist. All right. And you have to actually plan and put everything into your calendar here.
John, can I share something that Tara Carter shared with me last week?
Please.
Okay, so she called me up and was like, with all of this change that's going on right now, we need to readapt our schedule. So she actually sat down and wrote a schedule out with me. And it's one thing to put 4 hours in your schedule and say, okay, from 2 to 6, I'm going to lead generate, but you need to be more purposeful with your lead generation. So I have 2 to 6 as my lead generation time. And I blocked out every hour on what type of lead generating I'm going to be doing. So 1 hour is going to be social media, reaching out to my people that way. Another hour is my sphere of influence, people that are in my phone, in my database. The other hour is going to be business to business, calling people, to see, how can I help you? I'm looking to create a preferred vendors list. Can I add you to that list? And like we've discussed, calling out and reaching out to people and asking how they're doing. This isn't a time to say, oh, hey, let me be your realtor, but how can I help you? What can I do to help? Yeah. So I feel like with that knowledge, it definitely helped me, break down what my lead generation time is going to be. So I have a plan of action now. So like you had said in your book, I have it all. I don't think you guys can read it because it's pretty light, but yeah, food for thought.
I love that. I really do. And especially breaking down what you're going to be doing, who you're going to be doing. It's easy to turn around and say, do 4 hours of lead generation, do 3 hours of lead generation. But a lot of us don't even know what that even looks like, what even the first half hour looks like, let alone 4 hours of doing that. So I love the idea of breaking it down, chunking it down into small manageable pieces, and then being purposeful about those, about your time block. I love that. All right. So this quote right here, Gary Keller, guy who kind of, I think he knows what he's talking about, this guy. He says, nothing else about your business will have as big of an impact on it as the number of leads that you have. All right. I want to hear from you guys. What does this, what do you think Gary meant when he said this? Nothing else will have as big of an impact as the number of leads that you have. What does that mean?
Without the leads, you have no business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple.
That's pretty simple, right? You have to get your leads. I was having a conversation with someone. Yesterday, and we were talking about Command and the smart plans and the opportunities and all the other features that come along with Command. And what I was telling this agent was, let's learn to crawl and walk before we start running. And what we need to do is just enter people into our contacts into our database, right? Those contacts, those are your actual leads. Those are the people that you're able to deliver smart plans to. Those are the people that you're actually going to be marketing to. And it all starts with having a massive amount of people in our database, right?
Hey, John, let me jump in a minute because I want to go deeper on this. Nothing else about your business will have as big an impact on the number of leads you have. Meaning, yeah, that's on the surface, it sounds fine. Go deeper into that and think about it. It doesn't matter what kind of car you drive. It doesn't matter how tall, short, fat, funny looking, pretty, anything you are. None of those things matter. At the end of the day, it literally means that you have got to go out there and develop leads. It doesn't matter how much marketing, how much money you send, and so on, because you can spend all the money you want on marketing. You can do all of those things, and you can actually generate and cultivate a large number of people who will go into your database. And until you service them, until you use the tools that we have, that's not going to mean anything. When you're using the services and the leads are going into your CRM and you're following the model and you're using Command and you're using the 36 touch and you're doing that, that's when this is going to make a difference.
I agree, and that's awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Anybody have any ahas around what Mike just said? Nope. Awesome.
Especially now, no one can really see your car, so it doesn't matter. I'm just kidding.
Great. Awesome. So we're gonna move on. All right. So this is the model of the new Ignite. Like I said, we're gonna go over Spark. This is gonna be the whys and hows of lead generation. Remember, our goal is to get you an appointment, whether it's a buyer or a seller appointment within the next 2 weeks. Okay, and then we're going to go into elementals, which is our business basics. All right, now those daily success habits, we have to learn to do this every day. And we call it habits because it's not just something that you do once or twice, right? These have to be making contacts and making telephone calls and sending out emails and sending out text messages and going onto people's social media and wishing people happy birthday. Things like writing personal notes, those things have to become a habit. And make it so a habit, so much so that if you don't do it, your day's kind of weird, right? It's kind of weird if you don't lead generate for that day. Okay, so by show of hands, who brushed their teeth this morning? And for those who didn't, I'm glad that we're on a Zoom call and not face to face. All right, but did anyone have to tell you to brush your teeth this morning?
No.
No.
I actually got up and did like what I would normally do to get ready to go to work, just to feel like I'm productive, you know?
Absolutely. Does anyone have it time blocked in their calendar for as soon as they wake up, go brush their teeth? No. This is something that we've hopefully have made a habit every day. Now, if something happens, your morning routine starts off a little bit different than usual, and for some reason you don't brush your teeth the minute you wake up or whatever, your day's kind of weird, right? Things are kind of thrown off, and it's the same exact thing, All right, make these success habits a habit. All right, and by doing those habits every day, we'll talk about the daily 10-4 and what that looks like. But I guarantee you that if you do those success habits daily, make it a true habit, I guarantee 100% with 100% certainty that you're going to be successful in this business. Okay. All right. According to NAR, 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers found an agent through a friend. All right. So 66% of sellers, 41% of buyers found an agent through a friend. And what's that saying? What do you think that's saying? Tell me about what's important about that.
That's based off of referral business. Who knows you?
Yeah.
Power of referrals.
Absolutely. Gary Keller says 10% of your database should result in a piece of business each year. So if you have 600 people in your database, you can expect 60 deals on the year, either as far as 60 referrals or pieces of actual business. But 10% of your database should give you a piece of business. Okay, so what I want everyone to do in the meantime, all right, and for now, let's go ahead and I want everyone to break out their phone, okay? Or if you're on the phone, okay, so I see Alan has their phone and a couple of us already have our phone up, all right? And I want you to go to the contacts section of your telephone. And I want you to scroll all the way down to the very, very bottom. And there's going to be a number over there, and it's going to say how many contacts you have in your database. I'm sorry, how many contacts you have in your telephone. All right, I want to hear what that number is. How many people do you have in your database or in your telephone?
450.
450?
413.
133.
Okay. Who else?
873 contacts.
Okay.
You hear me?
I have 1,400 people in here. 1,432. Pretty popular, huh? So 1,432. And I want you to write that number down. I want you to write that number down somewhere. The amount of people that you have in your telephone. Now, granted, some of these are, I have a couple security gates and some channel 7 cone on your phone and all those things. All right. But this is representing 1,400 or 400 or 800 or 600 potential pieces of business for you, right? Now, what I want you to do is take that number and I want you to multiply it by 6%.
Yeah.
So if you have 400 and something, 400 times 0.06.
I don't know.
Want someone else to read that number. The number of people you have in your phone multiplied by 6%.
25% for me.
I'm sorry, Brazilda, how much?
25%, about 25%.
25. Okay, it's not percent. It's not going to be percentage. So that's. I'll explain what that number is. Wayne,
Okay.
Mine came out to 12.36.
27.
26.
How many?
27.
27. Excellent. 53, I heard someone say.
Nice.
Exactly. So I had 1,432 people. 6% of that is 85. That number is going to represent how many real estate actions are going to be happening within the next 12 months, with or without you. All right. With or without you, 85.9 homes are being sold or purchased just from what the numbers I have within my telephone right here. So I heard 50, 59, I heard 25. All right. Think about that. Those transactions are happening with or without you, whether you're in the transaction or you're not in the transaction. All right. Now, do you want to have that business? Do you want to be part of those 85? Oh my God, 85 deals a year just in my telephone right here. All right. Now I want you to take that number and I want you to multiply that number by your average commission. And in Coral Springs, we're talking about $9,000 average commission. But I want you to multiply that number by your average commission. 240,000.
By 9,000, that's the average commission, you said?
Yep.
$493,000 for me.
493,000. Excellent.
111,000 for me.
Wow.
Looks really good.
Yeah. So I mean, that's pretty good so far. I see 344,000. All right. I see, you know, just reading up some of the comments that other people are putting in here. 223,000. This is money that you have in your account, in your phone right now. Remember, these deals are happening with or without you. I told you I had 85 deals, and this is my number, $773,000. I don't want my wife to see this number. Because the first thing she's going to say is, where's that $773,000? Right? We almost limit our potential.
It's out in the field.
$564,000. We limit our potential. When you ask a lot of agents, how much money do you want to make this year?
Come on,
one of the first questions they say is $100,000. Who has a goal of making $100,000? And I'm showing right here that I could actually have a goal of $700,000. And it's possible. Now I just got to talk to these people. And you guys are all in the same exact boat. Remember, these deals are happening with or without us. I want to be there to make sure I'm getting that business. Okay, so we're going to start with our sphere of influence, because if we don't have, I'm sorry, actually the next comment is, if we have 1,400 or 800 people in our telephone, how many people are we having in our database in command? Because I know it's not that same number. I know mine isn't that same number.
We're losing you, John.
All right. So as we're getting people into that we have in our phones, in our world, in our lives, we need to put those into our database as well.
Can anybody hear anything?
I can hear again.
All right. See if we're back up with John now. Could you imagine if you were in like a face-to-face and somebody like disappeared on you? It's kind of similar.
I'm back.
Hey.
I'm back. I realized I'm talking to myself and I see all these faces frozen. All right.
Totally frozen. The whole country is zooming. They can't even keep the platform going.
I'm like, wow. I tell you, I saw a meme the other day that said this coronavirus pandemic was brought to you by Zoom. Okay, because Zoom is they're behind this whole thing right now, right?
Time to invest in stock.
Yes. Okay, so where was I? What did you guys hear last before I disappeared?
Who remembers? You've been gone for so long.
Yeah, right.
You're about to do this.
Talking about
the second slide.
Okay, so start with our sphere.
And we're frozen again.
Am I frozen? Hello?
Frozen.
No, I hear you.
You're blinking in and out, John.
I could hear you.
All right.
Oh,
So-
you was gonna talk about how to enter it into the into command, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we were talking. So I last mentioned we have all these people in our telephone. We have 1,400 people. We have 500. We have 61. Whatever you have in your telephone, right? Are all those people in your command, in your actual database? Are we actually communicating with those? Are we communicating with 10% of those people? Right? Are we even communicating with that much? Right? We try to reinvent the wheel, and we say, I want to go ahead and start spending money on this lead service and that lead service, and I want to pay $1,500 a month for Zillow, and I want this and I want that, because we're always trying to find the next biggest thing, the next easiest way to do something. And it's as simple as start with your sphere of influence. Okay, these are people in your life that you have that already know you, that like you, that trust you, that you've already met. They trust and respect you. Therefore, they're likely to be willing to help you out. All right. All right. Let's see here. 1 second. All right. So we said the contacts on your phone are a good place to start looking for people. Let me ask you: would you guys rather do business with someone that you know or a complete stranger?
Someone we know, of course.
Someone you know, of course.
Someone I know.
Of course. And your friends and your family and your acquaintances are the same thing. They'd rather use a realtor with someone that they know and that they trust. A lot of the time, it's not just the neighborhood expert, right? I heard a thing over at Family Reunion this year that said that, we tend to think that buyers and sellers want to hire people for their experience or their expertise. And really what they're looking for is representation. Do they have someone that's looking out for them in their best interest? All right. It's not necessarily about, I got the biggest marketing and the best marketing and the this and the that. It's, do they know you? They like you? Do they trust you? All right. Can they trust you? Do you know what you're doing? Do they think that you know what you're doing? All right. Another good thing about starting with the people in your database, it costs nothing. It costs nothing to call the people that you already know. And since you already know them, it requires fewer touches and less effort to get them to help you. All right. Let's go to this next slide right here.
Is it just me, or did that last slide make everybody hungry for hot wings?
Yeah. No, not really.
Or just get together.
Just to get out and be together, right?
Or just get together, absolutely. All right.
Hey, I want to say a little aha moment. I just love that. It's not about your market expertise. It's about if they can trust you and trust you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I've kind of let that be an excuse in my first 18 months, like saying, they don't necessarily want to list with me because I don't have the market expertise, but it's not about that. It's about if they trust you. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about trust. Do you know what you're doing? Do you care about me? All right. Do you care about me as a person? All right. Are you going to actually represent me in a way that's going to make me the most amount of money, that's going to save me the most amount of money, is going to protect my interest, and so forth. Yeah, it's all about trust. It's all about representation. Okay.
Yeah, Alan, that's a great aha, because people don't want to know how much you know until they know how much you care.
Absolutely. I'm trying to pull up my little spot. Okay, so anyone see my little spotlight over here?
Yeah, I see it.
Awesome. So, all right. So this line right here, this little squiggly line, all right, this is going to represent the life cycle of a potential buyer. So someone will purchase a home right here at the top of the cycle, and the next day they don't need a realtor anymore because they just purchased a home, right? So their likelihood of a move drops all the way down to almost zero. They don't need a home the next day. A couple of years goes by, they start seeing some of their neighbors starting to sell. Their kids go into different schools or a job transfer. All of a sudden, that likelihood of a possible move starts to creep back up. And then they're back up here again, and they're saying, "Oh my gosh!" They're at dinner table, and they say, "Oh my gosh, it's time for me to start finding someone. We need to start looking for a home. Let's put our house in the market, right?" And then it starts all over again. Now, us as realtors, we're hoping that every time we call, and this is one of those something that we all do. We're hoping that every time we pick up the telephone and call a client, that they're right up here. All right. We're hoping that as soon as I call them up and say, "Hey, Alan, this is John. Just want to say hi, see how you're doing." We're hoping that they're going to turn around and say, "Oh my God, John, thank you so much. It's a perfect time. Let's list our home tomorrow." And the truth and the reality is, it's not like that. All right. We never know on anywhere in this curve where a buyer or a seller is at any given moment in time. We don't know unless we're constantly speaking up with them. Now, this person right here that just purchased a home, we still want to keep in touch with them regularly and consistently. Why do you think we want to stay in touch with that person who just purchased a home?
Referrals.
They know people that want to buy homes.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, you can get referrals from those people. They just purchased a new home. All of a sudden, they're going to start hearing other friends and family that that they want to purchase a home, and they're going to start saying, "Wow, you just got a good deal on this house. Who do you know? Hey, you know, you need to call John." All right. You know, and plus, like I said, you want to just solidify yourself as that. You want to stay top of mind consistently, so that when they know of anyone else or they are ready to buy or sell, that they're going to give you a call. And I don't care if it's 8 years from now, because you know what? The good thing is, if they're going to buy a home 8 years from now, my intention is that I'm still going to be in this business 8 years from now, and I want them to call me. The worst thing that can happen actually happened to me a couple of years ago. I logged onto Facebook, and one of my good friends posted online, "I'm officially a homeowner." And I was like, whoa, what happened? How come you use somebody else and not me? And I could have been upset with this person. However, I was more upset with myself that I didn't communicate with this person throughout his cycle on this, throughout his time on this curve. I assumed that he was going to be there and call me as soon as he was ready. And that's not necessarily the case, right? So what do we say? Okay, what do we say to these people? We're gonna, you know, when we give them a call. I was about to move those hearts. All right. One of the things that we could say is, actually right now, it's just an easy conversation. It's, how are you? How are you doing? How's everything? Everything that's going on in the world. How are you coping with everything? Are you and your family safe? Are you and your family okay? You know, that's the conversation we're having right now. But one of the things we can also have, and this should make this is a good you know, good thing to have in the front of your head for anytime you're having a conversation with somebody that you don't have anything to say to them right now. You don't have anything really to talk about. I like to always think forward: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. So ask them questions about their family, then ask them questions about work or their occupation, ask about recreation, ask them about dreams. All right. And it's not necessarily just what did you have a dream about last night? It's what's next? What are your goals? What's next for you? Now your kids have grown up, they left the house, they left college. What's next for you? You guys are empty nesters, right? Or you guys just got married. What's next for you? Right? Are you planning on growing your family? What's next? All right. And
this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to strengthen those relationships. I've said it before. There's a few people on the call that haven't heard this from me before, but ultimately this is a relationship business. It's a contact sport. And the people that you're building these relationships with, if you stay in touch with them, that's what those little hearts were about. Those are about follow up. Show these people some love so that everybody you know who is in a home is going to need to change that at some time in the future. Could be a year from now, could be 7 years from now, could be 10 years from now. But if you're building a relationship and you're in a relationship with them that's meaningful, you're adding value to their life, you're contributing to them, you're going to be the organic choice when it's time for them to make that move the next time. And so having this conversation is great. What's even greater is if you take this conversation and put the notes in to your command while you're speaking with them, after you speak with them, just go ahead and note in your command what you talked about. That way, when you follow up, you're like, okay, how's Skippy doing, right? Your dog that was, you know, had a broken leg, or somebody just graduated for college. Okay, so just retouch those things that you spoke about. They're going to be like, wow, this person remembers me, remembers a conversation. And then you're strengthening and building that relation through the foundation of follow-up.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is, you know, there's a lot of times when, you know, I say when we're having a buyer's consultation or a listing consultation, one of the first things I tell people is start a rapport, build a rapport with this person. Okay, remember, sometimes the person you're sitting across the table from is a complete stranger from you, a complete stranger to you. And you don't know them from Adam, they don't know you, and you have to have a conversation. Sometimes they say small talk. Well, what is small talk? Hey, how's the weather? No, we're not having that kind of small talk. always have this in your head. Ford, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Hey, Mike, can we do a quick Ford conversation role play?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so, and you can make this conversation come off as a just unscripted, just a conversation. Okay, so let's pretend this is just a regular telephone call. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Mike, this is John B Martino. How are you? How's everything?
Good, man. What's up, John? How have you been?
I know things have been great. Hey, just how's I was thinking about you guys the other day. How's the family been?
Hey, John. Let's have this conversation in the market at a moment.
I'm sorry?
Let's have this conversation based on the market of the moment.
Let's do that. Hey, Mike, just checking in on you. I was actually thinking about you. I just want to see how are things going with you and your family right now.
Yeah, it's strange times, but we're adjusting. Kids are getting antsy, want to go visit their girlfriends, and it's just a little strange.
Yeah, it is.
But we're holding up okay.
Holding up okay. Everyone's healthy. Everyone's safe though.
So far, so good. How about you? How's everything with you?
You know what? We're dealing with the same. We're dealing with the same exact thing right now. I got the kids are home from school, and we're adapting to the new normal. Right? We're learning to do things differently. How's work been with you? How's that been affected?
Yeah, so a lot of my meetings are now virtual, trying to just do things through home. Actually, it's weird because I feel like I'm more productive, which is strange. As long as I can keep the kids out of my hair.
Okay. All right. And you guys are spending a lot of time with your family and things. Have you guys been doing anything fun around the house or? Yeah,
I'm getting a lot of more use out of the grill. We're having breakfast out on the patio, and it's kind of nice actually, spending a little more quality time with the family.
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand, I heard in the news yesterday that this is going to last a couple more weeks. They're saying it probably till about the end of April. All right.
Yeah. Our Easter egg hunt is going to be a little bit smaller, I think.
Make it a virtual Easter egg hunt now, right?
Yeah.
So what's next for you? I mean, I know we're kind of, we're all kind of on a little bit of a lockdown right now, but what do you guys have planned coming up over the next couple of weeks? I know we're kind of all on lockdown right now, but what do you have planned?
Yeah, well, spring break was kind of a flop, so maybe when this is all over, we'll head out of town a little bit. I'm thinking about going up to the lake because there's only like two cases in Highlands County, so I may go over there and spend some time with the kids there.
Yeah, makes sense. It's always good just to spend that quality time. I heard the other day that when you think about this, your kids are going to think back about the memories, the time that we were able to spend with our family during this time. They don't necessarily understand the virus thing, but they understand that the time that they had with their family. Well, Mike, I just wanted to check in on you. I wanted to see how everything's been. Is there anything that I can help you with? I want to help out any way I can. Is there anything I can help you or your family out with right now?
No, not at the moment, but I really do appreciate your call and checking in on me. How's things going with you as far as work? This must be weird for you.
It's weird. Like I said, there's houses that are still selling and buyers that are still buying. Interest rates are super low right now. And like you said, I've actually been a little bit more productive than normal because we are having a lot of activity. We just have to do things a little bit differently. So virtual showings and electronic, sending the contracts electronically. But we're still rocking and rolling.
Wow, you can still do that, huh?
We're still making it happen. Absolutely. So Mike, let me ask you, if you hear of anyone that you know of that's looking to buy, sell, or anything like that, definitely just think of me, reach out, give me a call. Let me know if there's anything I can help them out with. And in the meantime, if there's anything related to your house, your health, or anything, even if you guys just need me to drop something off at your house, please let me know. I really do want to help any way I can.
Yeah, will do. And yeah, if I know anybody, it seems like you're ready to take on this challenge. So if I know anybody, I'll definitely refer them to you.
Perfect. Sounds good. Tell Felicia and the family I said hello. All right.
Will do, man. Have a great day.
Great talking to you. All right. And that's it. Right now, it's a conversation of just right now. It's how you doing? How's everything? What can I help you with? How can I help? right? Maybe it's someone who cannot leave the house and they just may need just to go pick up some groceries and just drop them off at the house. Maybe it's I need toilet paper. Maybe it's I need the guy who normally comes and services my pool isn't coming here anymore. Do you know of anybody? Remember, we're a connector of people. And those conversations that we're having right now is building mind share now so that we can build market share later. So we can have that market share later. Okay. And it all starts by having a forward conversation. Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Right now, we need to take ourselves out of the transaction, out of the center of the transaction, and we're just having a conversation about them. But Mike said in his role play just now, "Hey, it's really great hearing from you. Thank you very much for calling me." For that few moments, he felt, "Wow, someone actually cares about me." By show of hands, who got a telephone call from their car insurance company just checking in on you? No,
never.
No, never.
They put their money on time, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, if you don't pay them, then all of a sudden they're calling back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So we're going to be that professional of choice that's reaching out and just saying, "How are you? How's everything?" When you go to a networking event, when this is all said and done, and we're able to commingle again, right? When you're going out to a networking event, have a conversation like this. Have the forward conversation. When I ask someone about their job, if I'm speaking to someone and they tell me that they're an accountant, the next question I'm going to ask, are you taking referrals right now? Are you taking new business? By the law of reciprocity, says if I'm asking about their business, there's a very good likelihood that they're going to ask me about my business, right? Just like Mike did. John, what's going on in your world? What's going on in your business? All right. So practice that conversation, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. You can get a lot of information from them, but remember, we also got to listen to what they're saying. We got to listen to what they're saying, and we got to take notes. So I'm going to be taking notes of me and Mike's conversation just now, so that the next time I call him, I can ask him, "Hey, so how was that trip up to the lake?" He's going to be like, "Wow, this guy cared enough to remember that I said I was going up to the lake house." All right. When he talked about in the other role play about the dog that broke his arm or whatever, or broke his leg, how's Scrappy doing? How's the dog doing? Hey, your kids are home from school. How's that going? You just started a new job. You just started this and that and that. All right. Ask them questions. They're and they're going to start thinking, "Wow, this person remembers me. They really care about me." Let me go to this right here. Okay, so let's talk about some of the tools that's available to us. All right. Now this is actually talking about. This is the tools we have to be successful. This is the vision of Keller Williams and their technology. Okay. Going to kind of focus on what's up here right now. Think about this. We have Keller Mortgage that's available to us. That's available to our clients that we can assist them with. We have Keller Covered, which is something that's fairly new. This is going to be the insurance aspect of our for our clients. We have Keller Offers. This is something that hasn't rolled out necessarily to Florida yet, but this is where we are able to get a home and purchase the home from them. All right. Keller Manage. I don't know what that is. So that's property management. That's what that is. Okay. We're going to have a platform that's going to roll out for property management. Right? We have for the virtual consumer, we have the KW app, the consumer app. The consumer app is basically command for our clients. As a virtual agent, we have Keller Williams Command, where we can put all of our clients into our database, where we can systematically communicate with them on a regular basis, that we can actually stay top of mind with them. Okay. And as we work our way down over here, we have Kelly, who's our artificial intelligence. That's our assistant. All right, that's our assistant. And once you set up your smart plans properly, Kelly's going to reach out to you and say, hey, John, you know what? You haven't spoken to Mike in 3 weeks, 3 months. It's time to give him a call. Kelly's going to jump up and say, hey, John, it's Ray's birthday tomorrow. Give her a call. Ray, it's not your birthday tomorrow, right? That'd be pretty awesome if that was, right? But it's good. These are going to be the things that's going to be intuitive. That's going to help us to make sure we're staying top of mind any way we can. All right, Command is an integrated end-to-end Keller Cloud platform for running and growing the business. And there's going to be videos, and I can actually post some of these videos in the chat box after. To show you, if you're not familiar with Command, how you can use Command, how you can enter people into your database, how to get onto fix your marketing profile, and set up a contact in Command.
You know what my aha about Command is? Command is actually you commanding yourself. You set up these smart plans, you set up these call plans, you set up, I'm going to talk to them every 2 months or 4 months or 3 months or whatever you choose. And you open up your computer each day and you do the things that you told yourself to do. So think about that. You told yourself to do it. And if you open up your computer and just do those things, I mean, how easy is that? And yet, you know, we all have a challenge with sometimes doing the things that we said we do. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Maybe I should just wait another week before I call them or whatever. This is procrastination. That is just, you know what? I'll do this another time. And then another time doesn't come. The key here is to listen to what you told yourself to do and actually pick up this soft little thing and push a couple.
I think we lost Mike. Yeah, we lost Mike.
He's always outside, so he's getting a poor internet connection.
Oh. All right, so going back, Command is a tool to nurture and manage our relationship. Remember, it's going to schedule and track every interaction that we had with the person. So if you look on the screen, it says, example, Josh Nolan last contacted him 23 days ago. There's actually a filter, one of these smart views that says, who haven't I connected with in a while? Who is it time for me to speak with? Even if you didn't have a smart plan set up for them, it's going to tell you, hey, you have to speak to some of these people. So one of the things that we're also going to be able to provide everybody, I'm going to go ahead and drop this into the chat box as well. There's going to be an Ignite toolkit. They're going to have, they're going to show us where all of our resources are. There's new scripts. All right. So I'm going to provide everyone with a new script book. That's for implementing not only the market of the moment, but it's implementing the Ford model of having that conversation. We're going to have buyer and seller lead sheets. We're going to have a 4-in-1. These are all for classes that's in the future. Previewing homes job aid, a pre-listing questionnaire, open house toolkit, a plan your day checklist. There's going to be a lot of these tools that's going to be in our toolkit that I'm going to provide everyone with. All right, and then preparing for success. This is what we're actually going to be going over in the next couple Spark classes. So lead generate, and like I said, this is just an orientation of what you can expect. But lead generating, powerful language. So understanding scripts, learning about scripts, understanding why your database is your entire business, setting goals, finding and winning the buyer, identifying and delivering your value proposition. A lot of people don't even know exactly what their value proposition is. One of the last classes is a day in the life of a real estate agent. It actually shows the successful things, successful agents, what they do in their business every day. And then, like I said, we go into elementals 2 weeks after, and this is where we're going over marketing. We're going over buyer, seller appointments, making, receiving offers, negotiating a deal, financial basics. Remember, we're business owners now. All right, my business actually took a complete change when I stopped seeing this as a job and I started seeing this as my business. Okay, I'm not a real estate agent. I am a business owner. And when I started thinking like that, my whole mindset about my business changed. All of a sudden, I started saying, should I spend that extra money on this? Is there a more cost-effective or time-effective thing to do right now with that? So we're going to be the financial basics class that's in here as well. And then this is the daily 10-4 that we spoke about. These 4 habits, if you do this every single day, you're going to be massively successful in your business. Hands down, guaranteed. Add 10 new contacts to your database every single day. Go through your phone and add people to your database every single day, at least 10 every single day. Right? We want to speak with 10 people in your database. Now, granted, remember, this is in a normal market. So I'm actually going to remind you at the end, in a shifting market, we need to double down on everything. But as far as for the daily 10-4, we're going to speak with 10 people in our database every single day. We want to write 10 personal notes to everyone that we've spoken to. So if I reach out to Mike and I'm having that forward conversation, I'm going to write him a quick thank you card saying, thank you very much, Mike, for taking the time to speak with me. I enjoyed our conversation. If there's anything I can do for you, please keep me in mind. Let me know how I can help. And then previewing 10 homes per week. So add 10 new contacts to your database, speak with 10 people in your database, write 10 notes people that you've already spoken with, and preview 10 homes every week. And if you do these things and make this a habit every single day, you're going to be absolutely 100% guaranteed you'll be fully successful on that. Okay? So the first part of our day is going to be learning, and then we're going to start going into lead generation. So we're wrapping up the call now, but after this, right, get on the telephone, make a couple telephone calls. I'm going to say make 10. If you're not familiar with making telephone calls at all, and you're not used to generally making 2 calls a day, plan to at least make 10. If you are making 10 contacts a day, make it 20. Okay, we need to double down on our activities right now.
And that starts with a sphere of influence, like the people that we know.
Start with the people that already know you, right?
Okay.
And just have that conversation, practice a forward conversation, but how are you? How's everything? How can I help you? Okay. And then once let's say we spend 4 hours in lead generation, 3 hours in lead generation, whatever that may be, whatever your lead generation looks like, and you speak to 20 people. That doesn't mean your day is over then, right? Do different things at the end. Read books like Shift. Read things like The One Thing, Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Read those books that's going to help you to grow your business. Continue contacting your sphere and update their information in command. Put in there that Mike's going up to the lake house and that his son is home from school right now. Go on to command. Watch some of those courses on Connect, and just watch some of these videos that we have available to us right now. All right.
I'm sorry to interrupt. And the command videos are all on YouTube?
So if you go to the MyKW, all right, and you go up to education, that's where you're going to see a bunch of the videos that's going to pop up. So it's on Connect. The name of it's Connect, and you'll be able to see all kinds of videos that they have available right now for us. All right. So
thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm going to wrap this up with just I want to get a couple quick ahas. How's your thinking changed? Whether it's about your mindset, or did you learn anything differently, or did you hear anything new today?
I heard many great things.
Yeah.
Being my first Zoom meeting and being pretty much my first meeting.
Okay.
So it's overwhelming, but it's very doable. I just have to do a little training.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what it is? They say the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time.
That's right.
All right. So it can be very overwhelming, and it doesn't necessarily have to be, but we're going to just do it one bite at a time. Okay. What do you think was one of your biggest ahas that you had from today?
From today, pretty much is that your main lead generation is your fear, your contacts, your friends and family.
Yeah.
And to start there.
Start there. They already know you. They already like you. They already trust you. All right, you just start there. That's gonna be the basis that's gonna be the basis of your business, of getting your business started. Okay. So who's gonna be committing to actually doing some lead generation today? All right. Because I see a bunch of hands. I see everyone but Wayne's hand. Wayne, put your hand up. There you go.
Yeah, I'm doing a little reading.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So I really want to make sure everyone's being focused on the activities, not necessarily focused on what's going on out in the world. All right. If you're in your house, in the confines of your house, you're not catching anything, you're not spreading anything. That's fine. Let's control what we can control. And what we can control is who we're speaking to, who we're calling, who we're reaching out to. We can control the conversations that we're having. Okay?
Is there another meeting or training after this, or we're just going to focus on our calls?
So for the members of the productivity coaching, we have pro coaching at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And for everybody else, make some telephone calls.
Okay.
I'm going to also send out the link to put it on Facebook for tomorrow's class as well. And this has also been recorded and on Facebook Live. So if you go to Facebook, a copy of this recording is going to be there as well for you guys. And I'll go ahead and make sure that those tools are available to you there as well.
Just remember, John, the meeting number to join this meeting was posted, but there was no password posted, so you couldn't get in.
All right, I'm going to make sure that that's up there as well. Thank you very much for pointing that out, Wayne. All right.
The link that Tammy provided, that worked directly. All you had to do was click on it. You didn't need a password for that.
Is that on this?
Yeah, at the bottom of the email.
Mine didn't connect.
John.
Yes.
I have a quick question. Where can you access those the pamphlets or the literature that you're showing on the video?
Okay, let me actually just show you one last thing then. I want to show you where all this material is. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let's go to mykw.kw.com. Okay. So from here, we're going to go up to education. And we're going to go to Ignite 2.0 labs. And something else I do want to point out, Ignite 2.0, this is still in labs. So this is not a perfect product yet. We're labbing it, we're practicing, we're testing this out. And then that before they have the final full version of Ignite. But once you click on Ignite 2.0 labs, right over here, participant resources. If you go into here, you'll have all the participant guides for every one of the Spark classes. And here for every one of the elemental classes. The Ignite toolkit is right over here up top. And the Ignite toolkit is going to have all the resources that you could possibly want. All the new scripts, all that good fun stuff.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for being part of this call. Thank you for your participation. I really do appreciate the interaction and the dialogue. Mike and myself, we're here to help any way we possibly can. We really do want to help. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. Wish you guys absolute best of luck. Be safe out there, stay in your house, and make some telephone calls.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Have a
Thank
nice
you,
day.
John.
I'll see you soon at 11.
See you soon.
See you shortly. Yeah.